No, it means nothing. 2 September 2016, 8:48 a.m., 42 degrees, 26 minutes, 41.6 seconds north, 87 degrees, 49 minutes, 32.5 seconds west. My blog did have readers, at least some of them. Before I left for Europe, I had told everyone about it, so when I started the journey in April 2009, I must have had 20, 30, maybe 40 followers, colleagues, cousins, some members of a forum for medieval history buffs, maybe even my ex-wife. And the fact that nobody ever said a word about my blog, not a comment, not an email, not a word in the hallway, I just assumed they were disappointed in me for not writing more, for leaving them hanging. Of course, in the months after my return, my life was completely upside down, and I had more urgent things to worry about than why nobody was complaining about my blog. Well, now that I've read those posts, and this was the first time that I've read them since those 2.5 days, it's obvious why I stopped. I had backed myself into a corner. I had crawled into some dark recess of my psyche and gotten stuck. I myself managed to crawl out of that place, but I left the blog down in there, like the shoe left behind when they rescue a kid from the well. I can sort of understand what happened. At the beginning of the journey, I had completely committed myself to blogging, 100%. And over the course of that first day, I could see this as I was reading, the blog became the way I processed events, how I made sense of the passing of time, which left me vulnerable. I couldn't edit myself, couldn't choose what to blog about. I was blogging about everything. So when I went out with those guys and had too much to drink, when I woke up with a hangover, when I struggled with jet lag and maybe took the wrong medication, and then when I found myself wandering through the streets of Strasbourg, still half asleep, still trapped in a bad dream, I had no way of intervening, no way of telling myself, hey, this is a detour, this is way too subjective. You don't need to share this shit. You should be writing about Henry and Bertha and Matilda and Gregory. But there was no way I could have avoided writing those posts. What they describe really happened. Not the murder in the dream, but the dream about the murder, and then the paranoid perambulations through the streets of Strasbourg. It all happened, and I had no filters, so I told the story. Until I slept it all off and shut the fuck up. By the way, in case anyone still subscribes to the RSS feed of this blog, and this post shows up in whatever platform you're using, and you've been wondering for the last 7 years whether I really am a murderer, I assure you that I am still innocent of that imaginary crime. The nightmare that followed me through the streets of Strasbourg, the murder I committed in a dream. No, I never even dreamed about doing it. I just dreamt that I remembered it. For me, it's totally obvious that I was innocent then, and I am still innocent now. But I know that for some readers, those of you who pay attention to certain narrative conventions, you're probably thinking, it has to mean something. And I have to tell you, no, it means nothing. Nothing at all.